What's going on, Who Dat Nation? We are live on Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's program. We got a really fun show for you. We're going to be going through all the roster news, the latest waiver claims, the practice squad. We're going to dive into everything you need to know. Drew Brees, he got to talk about Spencer Rattler on Up and Adams. We're breaking it all down here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. I got my guy Loco Lopez on the ones and twos as always, and we are live. So get in the comment section, type those Whodats, and Lopez, want to get some shout outs for me, bro? Let's get some shout outs going for the squad. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up icon and like this video.
Okay, I see Bud Mouton saying Trey Palmer. We're going to talk about that later. Bringing the Louisiana guy back home. Sonja Shelton saying Trace. Red Du Bois is in the chat saying Whodat, great coverage on the 53-man roster.
Oh, thank you.
Right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's see. We got KS King Saucy dropping his fleur-de-lis. Sully Braun saying Whodat. Foster Harrison. Jartavius Nathan. Saints Prods always in the chat. Jerry G, I see you. I see Jerry. Who else? Nathan Thomas. Brent Peltier. David Charlie saying Whodat, Trizzy, and Lopez. Who else we got? Come on.
Come on.
Chat going.
Hey, faster. I need y'all faster.
Yeah.
Football is almost back, baby. We have the 53-man roster set. No time to be wasting. No time to be acting like a fake fan. Get in the comment section. Give me a who dat if you're pumped up, baby. Come on now. Let's go, Saints fans.
This is our preseason too, guys. Come on. We need to get ready for week 1.
Yeah.
If this is what we're doing week 1, it's going to be a very shitty year.
Absolutely.
We need the energy.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I also want you, once you get your Whodats in, we have a live poll. 100 votes right now. Do you agree with Spencer Rattler being named QB1? Agree or disagree? 88% say they agree. 102 votes. Almost every single person in the chat has participated in our live poll, which is really, really cool. I see a lot of Whodats coming in from Jerry, Nathan, Tommy, Saints Prods, Hunter, Doug, Machiavelli. What's going on, brother? Whodat Nations, Matt Hall, Jerry G. What's happening to you, my friend? Althea, what's going on? Saints Prods, Hunter Paget. Appreciate you guys for getting the Whodats rocking and rolling here on the chat. I also want to ask you a question. Because I put it in the live poll, I want to put it in the chat. Do you agree with Spencer Rattler being named QB1? A for agree, D for disagree. We're going to break this down. Drew Brees, that's why I'm wearing this jersey. We're talking Drew Brees. Anytime I get the opportunity to talk about the GOAT, I'm going to rep the colors because I love that man. Greatest quarterback of all time, most accurate passer, best quarterback to ever play the game. If you disagree, go kiss Tom Brady on the mouth. Saints Prods, Merlin Ricks, Leon all saying agree. Hunter says he's in between. Whodat from Marvin. Machiavelli says disagree. Jerry G, A repeatedly. Yes, Drew Brees did speak very highly of Spencer Rattler. We're going to talk about it. We also talked about Taysom Hill. Fun fact, might be getting some QB reps. Might be playing QB. We're talking about on the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of great content. So we have 124 people rocking and rolling with us, 27 likes. And the chat is absolutely flying right now. Love to see it. The official practice squad is announced, which means we can break it all down. Kevin Austin Jr. also is on that list. I'm just going to make that a note. Lopez, I'm just going to make that a note for you.
Kevin Austin Jr. is back.
Kevin Austin Jr. is back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 out of the 17 or 16 spots are taken.
You got one more.
You have one more spot you can add. You have, and if you make Charlie Smyth an international pathway program player, you can do that too. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to make sure I had that note in there.
If you have some players that you want the Saints to sign, drop those names right now in the chat. I want to know.
Yeah.
Who do you want to see the Saints sign?
Yeah.
We got 2 spots.
Saints have officially announced their practice squad.
Oh, did they fill up those 2 spots already?
No, it's just Kevin Austin Jr. They have 15. The club has signed 15 players to the team's practice squad to create spots for Trey Palmer and Xavier Truss. Jack Stoll, Cedrick Wilson, they moved down to the practice squad. So, boom. There's the latest roster news. We're going to go into full detail on this, by the way. Don't go anywhere. This is the place to be hanging out for the next, about, I'd say, hour. Please explain why they brought Tanner back. Who? You mean Haener? Vernell, do you mean Jake Haener? because they brought him back to be a backup quarterback on the practice squad. He's been with the team. He knows the system. He knows the offense. So having him on the practice squad, I don't think is a waste. If you think having Jake Haener on the practice squad is a bad idea, like there's just clearly no convincing you that he's on the practice squad, dude. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Alrighty, we're gonna keep this party rocking and rolling. Rhett, $5 super chat. Rhett says, I got 5 on it. Shout out to Rhett. Let's go get Isaiah Simmons. Haener is not good. ICL. I don't know what ICL means. But, yes, Haener's not good. That's why he's on the practice squad, not the active roster. Don't know how I could make that a little bit clearer. It's okay. He knows the offense. He knows the system. It's more valuable having him around than a guy who doesn't know anything about this team, doesn't have any chemistry, doesn't know the players, doesn't know the coaching staff, doesn't know the playbook, doesn't know the offense, doesn't know anything. Like, having him around makes total sense on the practice squad. I don't know how you could disagree there. It's a practice squad spot. He's not even going to touch the field. Let's shut up those pun dips that are counting us out this year. Yeah, for what it's worth, FanDuel's rent must be due. I guess stock is down in FanDuel. They put out a tweet naming all of their notable face of the franchise players. Shedeur Sanders listed for the Browns. I get what they're doing there, but he's a QB3. Doesn't make sense. They put Bucky Irving for the Buccaneers.
That's not going to happen. That's just, he will never be the face of a franchise.
No.
It's not.
And then for the Saints, the only team they did this for, by the way, NA. So I guess Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill. I guess all of those guys just never existed, and I guess they just exploded into nothing. I guess they just don't exist. So rent clearly doing FanDuel. Things are clearly not going well over there. That's why they're having to put out those kind of content. Queen Courtney! What's going on, Queen Courtney? How you doing, girl? $5 super chat from her. Rhett, I appreciate you for your $5 donation. You, my friend, are a real one. You, my friend, are a legend. Queen Courtney, what up, Trace? What up, Queen Courtney? Y'all know what to do. Get the Queen Courtney emojis in the chat. Spam those crown emojis because the Queen has made her presence known. You see the new receiver the Saints got? Yes! The New Orleans Saints put in a waiver claim for wide receiver Trey Palmer. You might think, hey, that's a familiar name. I know that. Well, he's a Louisiana native. Played at LSU. Played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Speed Demon. He is back with the New Orleans, or he is now back in Louisiana, and he is with the New Orleans Saints. So you got to love that. Jerry G says, should have brought Pettis back. I think that Dante Pettis got beat out by Velus Jones. I think you were only going to keep one of those two. Velus Jones won that battle. Shane, appreciate you for hanging out and rocking and rolling with us. And guys, we're going to do a mailbag later. We have a little bit of a shorter show today, only 2 segments of content, but we're going to hang out until about 5 p.m. We're going to stay live for the whole hour just because we like to and because we enjoy hanging out with you guys and because we want to give y'all opportunities to have a conversation with us, not just me talking at you, us talking back and forth. So we're going to do a lot of that throughout the program today. So if you have a question, you have a hot take, you have something you want to get off your chest, use hashtag Saints, and you can get in on the program for free. But if you do send in a super chat like Rhett or Queen Courtney, then you get to skip the line. We'll spend a little extra time doing it. And I'll tell you what, if we get, for some reason, a $50 super chat, Lopez, you want to shotgun a beer with me?
I would be honored.
You would be honored. Shotgun a beer if we get a $50 super chat, just because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. We're almost at the weekend, man.
Hey,
and you know what? You know what next week is?
Friday.
Today is your Friday. Yeah, Lopez is on PTO tomorrow. So what we could do is party for Lopez.
We could.
Get his weekend started early. Hunter says, I'm very concerned for Cesar Ruiz. I've been saying that for a long time. Yes, he is very concerning. Please get Diggs back. Hunter, got good news for you. Fiddle Diggs, back on the practice squad. Good news for you. Good news. If you have a question, use hashtag Saints, send in a super chat. We cannot do our second segment unless we get more questions, unless we get more hashtag Saints. So be sure to ask a question, share a hot take, get involved in the chat because we want to hang out and party with you guys all afternoon long. What do you think our record going to be? Hey, Who Dat's Nation, you should put that, use hashtag Saints and ask that same question, and I'll answer it. I won't give you an answer until you do. How does that sound? I won't answer any more questions in the chat about the roster, about the team, about anything unless you include hashtag Saints. That's the rule. That is the rule. What is your opinion on Velus Jones Jr.? J-Dog, that's a great question. We'll answer that later on. I think that he's going to be a really good special teamer. Having him line up next to Rashid Shaheed on the kickoff returns, dude, That's so much speed back there. That's going to be really, really fun. Machiavelli getting a hot take in there. Saints going to do bad with Rattler starting. There you go.
Drew Brees
hot takes.
disagrees with you, I think.
Drew Brees. This guy. Y'all know this guy right here? Right there? Yeah, he says that Spencer Rattler was impressive. He thinks he's impressed with him. Should we sign a CB? Bud, appreciate you for asking that question. We could. I think Asante Samuel Jr. would make some sense in October, when in the second half of the season when he's available, because he is currently getting second, or he's scheduled to get a second look at for his spinal fusion that he had.
To make sure it was successful.
To make sure it was a successful procedure. So that'll happen soon. How do you feel about the depth at edge? Sean, great question. We'll answer that later on. But before we do, we got to get the chat popping. We got to get to the practice squad. We got to get to the latest updates around the black and gold. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. No matter where you are, how you're watching, we appreciate Saints fans for rocking and rolling with us. Lopez, I'm going to put this photo here, and I'm just going to build it real quick. It's just going to be the full PS. And we'll just go to that at the very end of the practice squad thing, just so that way I can have a visual of everybody. I'm going to move that photo in right now.
Also, if y'all want us to get this live stream started, or not live stream.
Get the party started.
Yeah, if you want us to get this party started, start getting into some of these segments so we can start hanging out.
Yeah, we want to hang out more than anything.
Like the video.
We want to hang out more than anything.
We're at 43 likes with 127 viewers. That's 70-something people that didn't like it. So what are we doing here, guys? Ooh, and we did get a $2 super chat. Shout out Aaron Davison, 318. What is the love affair with Hunter Dekkers?
What is the love? Well, Hunter Dekkers was brought in during a minicamp tryout, and he is now back on the practice squad. I guess Kellen Moore loves the story. He loves the adversity, and I think that he wants to just give him an opportunity. To be totally honest, it is kind of crazy how back and forth his life has been on the roster, if that makes sense. It's been a fun day so far on the channel. We're already having a grand old time. Let's get this party started. We're at 49 likes. Can we get to 55? I want to get to 55 likes and we can get this thing going. Jerry G says, I was celebrating Tuesday when he was waived. Not anymore. I don't think there's a reason to celebrate. Wait, who? Jake Haener? Hunter Dekkers? I don't really know. I don't think that there's a reason to celebrate these guys getting cut outside of some of them, like, Derek Carr. He didn't get cut, he retired, but whenever he was on, we all celebrated. But, like, for what it's worth, I mean, these guys, this is their livelihood, this is everything. So, like, I don't ever want to take an opportunity to shit on and degrade a player on my favorite football team. But I will be honest, and I will keep it real. I'm not ever going to lie to you guys. Jake Haener, Hunter Dekkers, they're on the practice squad. They're not really ever going to touch the field. You don't really have to worry about it. I honestly think Jake Haener's just like the emergency third quarterback. Hunter Dekkers is that practice squad guy. Like, for what it's worth, I think it's one of those roster management games that Kellen Moore is playing with some of these guys. We should pick up Colin Kaepernick. I cannot believe in the year of 2025, our Lord and Savior, we're talking about signing Colin Kaepernick. That is unbelievable. He was bad. At the very end of his career. Get it. He went to a Super Bowl. That's cool. At the end of his career, he was just dog shit. It has nothing to do with any of his political opinions, nothing to do with his personal beliefs. I'm talking about the football player. He was bad. I have nothing to do with a guy who's been removed from the league for this long. Absolutely not. No chance. Let's put it this way. I would go and sign Michael Thomas before I sign Colin Kaepernick. That's just what we're doing.
How old is Colin Kaepernick at this point?
I don't even. Let me look it up, dude. See, they don't even have, for Colin Kaepernick, for what it's worth, you wouldn't even be signing, according to Google, he's not even a quarterback, not an NFL player, not a former professional athlete, American civil rights activist, not even a football player, according to Google. So that's how long he's been removed from the league. Nothing against him as a human being. I love what he does as an individual. You got to admire a man for standing up for what he believes in, because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. But I'm talking about the football player. Absolutely the hell no. Like, how old is he? 37.
Yeah, no.
The only 37-year-old quarterback I would have any idea to bring in would be like Drew Brees a few years ago. How old is Drew Brees?
43, 44 at this point.
Drew Brees is 46 years old. Let me put it this way. I would bring Drew Brees off the couch at 46 years old before I bring in Colin Kaepernick at 37. That's what I would do. Stetson Bennett. No. Yes, Brees has spoke highly of Shuck and Haener, or not Shuck and Rattler, but we're talking about Rattler today because he most recently talked about Rattler, like literally this morning on Up and Adams, and he's the QB1. Easton Stick, that's an option as well. Drew is old, correct. Correct.
Rhett saying SEC bias. What I miss?
He said, what about Stetson Bennett? I think he's saying he has an SEC bias.
Oh.
I am okay on Stetson Bennett. I will pass. Hendon Hooker, I think he went to the Browns.
He's a Panther.
Panther. Yes, he went to the Panthers. That's what it is. Hendon Hooker is with the Panthers now. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Honestly, last name Hooker with the team motto of keep pounding. That's amazing. There's stuff that can be sold for that.
I mean, you're not wrong, like at all. It's pretty awesome.
Someone in the
I always did say,
needs to figure that out.
yeah, and I always did exactly. If you're not selling T-shirts with like Hooker and then keep pounding or something, like
keep pounding on the back.
oh my God, you're doing something wrong. I will also say I have always said this. I think a Hooker Saints jersey goes ridiculous. I think if if it's a Raiders or a Saints jersey, unfreaking believably hard. Like that if you want to talk about best jerseys to wear to a party, that's the one. That is 1-1.
A Hooker Saints jersey on Bourbon Street would be.
Oh my God, that'd be crazy. It would be crazy, dude. It'd be insane. All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. We're going to break down the practice squad here in just a second. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. We go live every single week. Fun fact. I was about to say we go live every Wednesday, but that is not the case anymore. This is the last Wednesday live show we'll have for quite some time because we're going live twice a week. Going live on Mondays, going live on Thursdays, and then we'll be going live every single game day as well. So I hope you guys are ready for more content. We are not slowing down anytime soon. We're only picking things up, and Saints Now is red hot, so it's time to subscribe and lock us into the channel. If you haven't already, this is the place to be if you are a Saints fan. I grew up a proud member of the Who Dat Nation. I love talking about the Who Dat or about the Black and Gold every single day. It's a blessing to have this job. And the fact that we are almost at 50,000 subscribers. I'm just a kid living his dream, talking about his favorite football team. That is unbelievable to me. So, Lopez, whenever you are ready, my friend. Ethan, Rocket Sanders has been signed elsewhere. I think he went to the Chargers. No, Browns. No. He went somewhere. Where'd he go? He was with the Chargers originally. Browns pick up, yes, Raheem Sanders. Browns picked him up. Rocket Sanders. All righty. Yeah, I know. I wanted him so bad. Let's get this party started. We're going to start off with the practice squad, waiver claims, all of the news you need to know. It's going to be a loaded show. Hopefully you guys are excited. Be sure to like the video. And I'll tell you what, if we get a $50 super chat at any point during this segment, beer bong race for me and Lopez afterwards. Ready to roll? All righty. Lopez, whenever you're ready, I am good to go. What's going on, Who Dat Nation? Before we get into the latest around the New Orleans Saints roster, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We are red hot. We are putting out so much content, and the growth has been absolutely tremendous. So first of all, I have to say thank you. Second of all, I will encourage you to subscribe and join our squad. If you're a crazy Saints fan and you bleed black and gold, this is your one-stop shop for Saints news, rumors, live shows, watch parties, short-form content, and everything between. Now let's go into the practice squad because in today's video, the Saints have released their practice squad for the 2025 roster and for the 2025 season. They've also made a few waiver claims. They lost a few players to waiver claims, so we're going to react to all of the information, all of the news. Friendly reminder, hit the thumbs up icon, like this video. We're starting off with the players that are headed elsewhere. You're going to hate this. Don't look. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He is back in Kansas City. Stinks that he wasn't coming back. I, for what it's worth, thought there was probably like a little under-the-table handshake agreement. We'll bring you back kind of deal, but I guess not. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is headed to Kansas City. DeMarco Jackson, he reunites with Dennis Allen up in Chicago, and Rico Payton joins Paulson Adebo up with the New York Football Giants. I'm really sad to lose Rico Payton. DeMarco Jackson, I see why he left. Would have been okay with keeping him around, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that one also hurts. But you didn't just lose players in waiver claims. You actually I think, got a really, really good player. Trey Palmer, wide receiver, Louisiana native. He went to LSU. He's a player known for his elite speed. Over the last 2 seasons, 51 catches, over 550 yards, 4 touchdowns, almost 11 yards per catch. I really, really love this addition because I think he's going to have a huge impact on the Saints roster. In the pass catching room, I'll tell you right now, has so much speed. I really, really like this signing. Xavier Truss, the offensive lineman, he was a UDFA out of Georgia that signed with the Denver Broncos. He has played all across the offensive line from left tackle, left guard, right tackle. The only position he doesn't have snaps at is at center. So I think that this is a smart addition. These 2 players, for what it's worth, are added to the active roster, to the 53-man game day roster. So those guys will not be practice squad players. You bring in 2, that means 2 had to go to the practice squad. We'll tell you who those guys were in a little bit, but a little bit more on Palmer and Truss. I just think that those are really, really smart additions to this roster. For Truss, the offensive line depth has been decimated already by injuries, and you've already seen a lot of guys get put on season-ending IR. So bringing in a player that can offer experience, that is young, that can play all along the line, who's very versatile, I think makes a lot of sense. And for the wide receiver group, I just really like the addition of Trey Palmer. And you'll notice no Cedrick Wilson. Well, that's because he has been brought down to the practice squad. So your wide receiver group in New Orleans, I said it to Lopez before we went live, this group right here gives me so much more confidence than the squad we had about a week ago. Shout out Bobby Shmurda. But with Chris Olave, Brandon Cooks, Rashid Shaheed, those are 3 players that I'm really excited about. I love having Brandon Cooks back around. Mason Tipton, he is back, or he's going to be back on the roster. Shout out to him for making the roster again. Trey Palmer, we just talked about him. Devon Bailey, the player that the New Orleans Saints traded for. He's going to be that big-bodied, 6'5", 210-pound presence, operates over the middle, can be a good intermediate threat as well, and be a guy to target in the red zone. Now, we were going to list Cedrick Wilson as a cut candidate, but he is now on the practice squad. So with Cedrick Wilson, I do think that there is a role for him. Obviously, the Saints opted to keep him on the 53-man roster initially, but because of waiver claims, Trey Palmer takes his spot. Cedrick Wilson goes down to the practice squad. He's a pretty solid blocker as well, so I do think that keeping him in New Orleans does make some sense, but I don't necessarily need to see him on the game day roster, if you ask me. Now, coming up, we're going to go through the entire practice squad, all 15 players. You get up to 16, 17 with an IPP guy, but the Saints only have 15 right now. We're going to go through all of those players here in just a few minutes, but first, I want to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and it's the best daily fantasy sports app in the whole wide world. It's Prize Picks. Check out Prize Picks today. Saints Now is brought to you by Prize Picks. Football is back, so don't miss out on any of the action this season on Prize Picks. Whether it's professional or college football, it is the best place to test your ball knowledge and turn it into cold, hard cash. If you're not familiar with how Prize Picks works, it's so easy. Even a Falcons fan could do it. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your cheddar. So check out my Prize Picks lineup. I got a fun one for college football here with a couple of players that could be future Saints legends. Want to start off first with Arch Manning. Of course, I think that he is going to be a really fun player for the Texas Longhorns. They're taking on Ohio State. That's going to be a really, really good matchup. Arch Manning, more than one rushing or receiving touchdown, just got to find the end zone with his legs. I think that's something he could do. Garrett Nussmeier, though, I'm going to take the less here solely because, sorry, Lopez, LSU tends to struggle week 1, especially when they're playing an opponent that is really, really good. So I'll take the more on Arch Manning. I'll take the less on Garrett Nussmeier. You can fade these picks. You can tail these picks. Really don't care what you do. Just make sure you do it with Prize Picks. It's also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Join the millions of users that Prize Picks has and sign up today. Download the Prize Picks app and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. All that information is available in the comments and description of the show. Shout out to Prize Picks. Run your game. We're going to start offensively first. You have 7 players on the offense that have been brought back. One name didn't fit on the graphic. It's wide receiver Kevin Austin Jr. So Treyton Welch, Jack Stoll, Jake Haener, Hunter Dekkers, Cedrick Wilson, Easton Kilty. Those are, and Kevin Austin Jr., those are your 7 offensive players on the practice squad. I want to hone in on a few of these guys here. First, let's talk about Jake Haener, because I do think that bringing him back is actually a good thing. I saw a lot of people in my live chat. I've seen a lot of people on social media say, why in the hell would we bring back Jake Haener? This guy stinks. We shouldn't have him on the team. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, look, I get it. He's not a good football player. He is not a starting quarterback, not even a QB2. But the reality is, he is a practice squad guy. He will probably just be the emergency third quarterback. He knows the offense. He knows the roster. He has chemistry with the players. He knows how to play the New Orleans Saints Kellen Moore style of football. Maybe not at a high level, but he knows it better than somebody that's on the outside looking in. So bringing him back to the practice squad, reminder, it's the practice squad, is okay with me. I think it's a fine move. But you also brought back another quarterback in Hunter Dekkers, and for what it's worth, with Jake Haener, I forgot to mention this, if Rattler or Shuck does get hurt, I think that he can be a serviceable backup QB2. He already knows the offense. He has that chemistry. I don't think it's at the end of the world to bring that guy back on the practice squad. But for Hunter Dekkers, he's been on and off the practice squad. He's been on the roster. He's been up, down, left, right, north, south, east, and west. But hey, he landed on the practice squad. It looks like he's going to be around for a little bit. I am happy for him. He has a really, really interesting story. He has faced a lot of adversity, and he's dealt with a lot. And so in terms of Hunter Dekkers and his career, I don't know why Kellen Moore has such a big crush, I guess you could say, on Hunter Dekkers, but I will tell you, he's brought back for a reason, probably just a practice squad guy, and at the end of the day, I don't think it's the end of the world to have 4 quarterbacks. Most teams typically have 4 on their total roster. Now, the Saints still have 1 practice squad to give away because they only have 15. Depending on what they do with Charlie Smyth, they may have 2 spots, because with International Pathway Program players, you can have up to 17 players, because he does not, or like the IPP player would not count towards the practice squad, thus it's 17 instead of 16. Now, if you are ready for week 1, Saints versus Cardinals. It'll be here before you know it, ladies and gentlemen. Only a few more sleeps until we get to see some real football. I want you to do one thing, and that's thumbs up this video. Hit the like icon. Make sure you drop a like today, so that way all of the Saints fans, all of the Saints players, all of the Saints crazy haters can see that no matter what, we're still ready for some football. Now let's go to defense here. I want to talk about a few of these guys in detail, but just to kind of give you the lay of the land, you have Terrell Burgess. You brought back Elliott Davidson, Dalys Beanum, Jaden Price, shout out to Vanilla Ice. Jonah Williams, he was the first player the Saints brought back to the practice squad. Fadil Diggs, a late round pick. Really glad that he is back in New Orleans. Nephi Sewell, linebacker, was really impressive, competing with Danny Stutzman, Isaiah Stallbird, and Jalen Ford. Ultimately didn't make the roster, but he's back, and you'll see it right there. The Irishman, Charlie Smyth, he is back in New Orleans. So with Fadil Diggs, I do think this is a smart reunion, and I think that this is a player that was really impressive in the early phases of the preseason. And then on top of that, I think that he was pretty good during the summer. And the fact that the Saints were able to bring him back on the practice squad, I think is really, really good news, especially if injuries settle in on the edge rusher room. You might want to have a guy in Fadil Diggs who has been productive in his collegiate career to lean on as some lower end depth. I don't think it's a bad move whatsoever. I was really happy to see Fadil Diggs made it back, and I know a lot of you at home were really, really wanting to see him return to the practice squad. For what it's worth, you didn't see Isaiah Foskey. He is not on the practice squad. He isn't on any team right now. I haven't seen him get signed anywhere. But I will say, shout out to Jaden Price. Fun fact, he is a white cornerback. Did you know the New Orleans Saints have a white cornerback? I bet you didn't. Jaden Price, I've been calling him Vanilla Ice. In the preseason, not only did he serve as a corner, he also served in special teams a lot. He had 4 kick returns for 111 yards, 1 punt return for 13 yards, and he had 5 total tackles throughout the preseason. By no means am I saying this guy is going to be the next Cooper DeJean, or he's going to we don't have our own version of exciting whites quite yet, unless you're talking Pete Werner, Taysom Hill, Danny Stutzman, of course. But I do think that having him around could be pretty cool. It's also fun to have a white corner. Just got to call a spade a spade. That's absolutely crazy. Talking about the Irishman with Charlie Smyth, I'm really, really excited to have him back. I love his story. I love how he is taken playing professional football, like, all in. I really, really appreciate that he has continued to work, that he's never given up, that he has shown that he wants to compete week in and week out. He even has gotten to lead the post-practice, post-game Who Dat huddle. Like, I mean, it's awesome. Like, you can clearly see that he is making an impact culturally in the locker room, which is really, really cool. He's got a cannon for a leg. The dude can absolutely boot the hell out of the football. And if the Saints were to use the IPP exemption, he would not count against the practice squad limit of 16 players, but it would restrict him from actually playing if the New Orleans Saints needed him. They opted to not use it last season in case something happened with Blake Grupe. I imagine that's what they're doing again this year. So really quickly, I want to show you the practice squad one more time. Here's all of the players listed. If you can't really read it, that's okay. Just screenshot it, zoom it in, or you can just check out my Twitter because I've also posted it over there. But all of the names, I'm going to just list them off for you just to make life easy. Wide receiver, Kevin Austin Jr., cornerback, Dalys Beanum, safety, Terrell Burgess, safety, Elliott Davison, quarterback, Hunter Dekkers, edge rusher, Fadil Diggs, quarterback, Jake Haener, offensive lineman, Easton Kilty, cornerback and special teamer, Jaden Price, linebacker, Nephi Sewell, kicker, Charlie Smyth, tight end, Jack Stoll, tight end, Treyton Welch, defensive lineman, Jonah Williams, and wide receiver, Cedrick Wilson. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your 2025 practice squad. Now, who's your favorite player on the practice squad? I want you to get in the comment section, share your thoughts. Is it Jake Haener? Is it Charlie Smyth? Ced Wilson? Fadil Diggs? I don't know. I want to ask you, and I want you to sound off. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's video. As always, my name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. This has been Saints Now by Chat Sports. No matter where you are or how you're watching, we appreciate the Who Dat Nation for taking some time out of their day to hang out with us. Y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time. Boom. Troll said he thinks it's cool to have a white quarterback.
No, I think he was not happy with you thinking it's cool to have a white quarterback.
Well, fun fact, I said corner, not quarter.
Well, he does not like the fact. He said, who cares what color he is? What does color have to do with it?
Who cares what color it is? Because there's name 3 white cornerbacks that are not named Cooper DeJean. I rest my case. Like, it's electric, dude.
I love how his defense was.
Yeah, you know, Drew Brees is white. Again, talking cornerbacks, CBs, defensive players.
Oh, that
Way to go there,
he
troll.
said LeBron.
Way to go there, troll. Stop trolling with Haener. Who's trolling with Haener? Troll asks, can I get the wrench and then talk shit in the chat? No. Actually, troll, I can give you something. I can give you a 5-minute timeout.
Wait, what did he ask?
He earlier said, can you give me a wrench? And then 3 messages later proceeds to start talking mess. So I put him in timeout for 5 minutes. I gave him, he asked for something and I gave him something. I don't know what more you want.
I didn't even see that.
Don't know what more you want. Kentrell, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. He looked terrible against the Chargers and Broncos. Yeah, but he also had over 100 yards in kick returns. He's on the fucking practice squad. Who gives a shit? He's a practice squad player. He's not actually going to play. Like, dude.
We'll not be talking about these guys
Jerry,
in 24
no.
hours.
Dude, like, they're practice squad players. Who gives a shit, man? Like, these guys are not actually going to be playing game day every single week. Some of them, they will be moved up and down. But, like, they're practice squad players. Why does everyone freak the fuck out about practice squad players? I don't understand it, Lopez. It actually is incredible to me. It's actually so crazy. Because at the end of the day, they're dudes just in practice. They're not even suiting up for the game. Who cares? Who cares? He's on the practice squad. And guess what? You can cut him and bring in somebody else, and it wouldn't make any difference on the right. It literally would not make any impact. I want that to be explicitly clear. You could cut him and put somebody else, any corner, name one that is available right now, outside of Asante Samuel Jr., and yes, it would be not much of an impact. I'm just saying. Just saying. All righty. Coming up next, we got a mailbag. But I want you guys to get #Saints mailbag questions in. We cannot do a mailbag unless you participate. Half the fun of a mailbag is it's a Q&A. You have Q's, I have A's. I don't have Q's. I have all the A's. I know everything. Just kidding. I don't know anything. But make sure you get your mailbag questions in. You have a question. You have a hot take. You have a trade idea. You have a player you want to sign in free agency. You want to talk about the draft next year. You want to talk about wins and losses. You want to talk about anything. Anything. Make sure you use hashtag Saints. You can ask a question for free, or you can send in a super chat, and you'll get to skip the line, and we'll spend a few extra minutes on it, have a little bit of fun talking ball. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Titans signed Shy Tuttle, Saints legend. Remember when he stiff-armed Matt Ryan? That was so sick.
That was a great Thanksgiving.
That was so electric.
Honestly, that should be played at every Thanksgiving.
It really should be. I don't know how it's not part of like the Thanksgiving game day highlights package. That's every single week. Like, I don't know how you don't do that.
Let's start a petition.
Start a petition?
Yeah.
We could start a petition.
If they don't include Shy Tuttle on the highlight package, we will make January 6th look like child's play. Think about it. Me, you, Jerry G, Isaiah, Queen Courtney.
We'd stir shit up, dude.
Jaden Barden.
We'd storm the NFL headquarters like it's the fucking Capitol. They just let us in, dude. They would just let us in. They'd be like, "Yeah, no, go on, go on."
I have no idea what's happening.
That's so funny. What did Brees say about Rattler? That's a great question, Fuel YT. We're going to talk about it in just a moment.
Use hashtag Saints.
Use hashtag Saints, and we can go through it. Have that same energy after game one. You talking to me?
Damn, get shit on. I don't know what happened.
Oh, he's talking about Spencer Rattler. Oh. I haven't said anything about Spencer Rattler, so I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know I don't know, Vibe. I don't know what you're saying, man. Wish Shy Tuttle stiff-armed Brady. Yeah, that would have been. For what it's worth, I mean, it's the Falcons quarterback. Like, it really doesn't get much better than that. Like, it really doesn't. We play the Cardinals we good. Yeah, week 1 will be fine. I'm not too worried about it.
I hear we're coming in wearing matching Kyler Murray jerseys.
I will not be wearing a Kyler Murray jersey. Can confirm that. Yashin Davis not brought back, surprisingly. I do not see Yashin Davis.
Would you bet money that the Saints win more than 4.5 games?
Would I bet money they win more than 4? That they win 5 games?
Yeah,
I would. I think that my stance has been and always will be and will not change until I have a reason to think it's different. The New Orleans Saints will not be the first overall pick. They may be the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, anywhere in between, but they will not be the first overall pick. They will definitely. I don't want to say definitely. I personally think that they are not going to do anything too special. I think they'll win some games. I think they'll show a lot of improvement throughout the season. I think this is like not a year, though, to try and go and win a Super Bowl or win the division. I think this is a year to really try and set the standard, set the foundation, learn everything you can about the roster you have, bring in more players this offseason to address the needs you have, and make it all happen. I think that's what'll happen here. Unclear if Saints guard Trevor Penning will be ready for week 1, but if not, should be soon after big toe injury is on the opposite foot from his rookie year. Nowhere near significant. Okay.
That's positive news.
Yes.
Good thing is, though, even if the Saints are bad this year, we got a bunch of quarterbacks coming out next year. We can figure out the quarterback problem.
I'm not necessarily convinced that the Saints are playing the QB game next year. I'm not necessarily convinced. Unless, of course, I don't think the Saints right now are saying we need to draft a quarterback next year. I think they're expecting to have similar pick where they were this year, and you wouldn't get Arch, Nuss, Lenore Sellers, Klubnik. I'm missing somebody. Aller. Yeah, you're not going to get one of those guys. Maybe Drew Aller might fall. But my point being, I don't think that they're viewing next draft. I don't think they're already looking ahead next draft and being like, we're getting a quarterback no matter what. I think that they're like, let's learn about what we got here. And if we need a quarterback, we can get one. If we're in position, fuck yeah, let's get one. But if we're not, Like, let's operate under the assumption that we don't need a quarterback so we can look at other needs to address. I'm not saying that they won't draft one. I just think that they're not right now viewing this team as drafting a quarterback needy team in 2026 at the draft.
They're not going into this year banking on them being
a
quarterback.
Yeah, and because like the other thing is you can go around the philosophy of like let's build the roster out and then get the QB because like you can have Rattler and Shuck kind of keep you afloat maybe or just run the offense at the bare minimum and have a great roster around him and build that team around him, save the cap space, get the draft picks, all that kind of stuff. And then you go in like how the Commanders built their entire team and have a great roster and then you plug in Jaden Daniels afterwards. Like, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but like I think that that's a smart way to go about it. Kellen Moore also saying that he believes in developing quarterbacks the right way. So I don't think that they're going to be in any rush to move off of a QB unless, of course, you have a top 3 pick. Then at that point, like,
you might just be forced to take one.
Yeah, you might be forced to take one, or you absolutely fleece the ever-loving shit out of whoever wants to trade up. Like, I'm not saying that you should not draft a quarterback because I think you should next year if you get the opportunity to. But let's say you're like pick number 3, and you're like, we are all in. Arch doesn't go. Let's say you're either all in on Nuss or Klubnik, and those are the 2 guys that go first and second. You're the 3rd overall pick. You're like, we don't love Lenore Sellers. We don't love Drew Aller. We don't love this player. We don't love that player. We can get the best edge rusher. We can get the best wide receiver. We can get the best tight end. Get the best running back. Get the best safety. You can get the best player available right there. Or you can say, who wants to give up a shit ton of draft capital or a really good player to come and get the 3rd overall pick for your quarterback? Like, that's something you could potentially do. I don't know. There's a lot of what ifs, though. We haven't even gotten a week 1.
I want to know what teams will be looking for quarterback next year. Like, I think, obviously, Colts. I think
Yes.
the Browns are going to be there again.
Yep. I think Browns will be operating like we don't need a quarterback, but I don't think that they'll shy away from
taking one. They're not
going to
turn one down.
No, I think if they have a top 3 pick, they still take one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that they're shying away from that at all. Who else could be a QB needy
Like,
team?
Giants aren't going to go after one. They just got Jackson Dart, so they're going to at least give him some time.
Nobody in the NFC South, in my opinion. Bucks could be looking ahead. Not yet, because I think they'll still have a higher draft pick. I could see the Bucks in a couple of years, though, or maybe even next year. Let's say, like, one of those QB falls. Like, they could be like, I mean, we can just bench him for a year and let Baker go out there and let the guy learn for a season. I don't think that's a bad way to do it. Trying to think of other QB potentially needed teams.
I don't think anyone in the NFC East. NFC North, no. NFC West, maybe the Cardinals.
Maybe.
They finally give up on Kyler Murray.
Maybe.
Seahawks, no. They just
Because they just got they just got Sam Darnold. They drafted Jalen Milroe.
49ers, no.
Yeah, they have
Rams,
Brock Purdy.
maybe.
So I doubt it. Maybe Rams for post Matthew Stafford era.
I think they'll be a
That-
trade up team.
that's
They're not
ac-
gonna be bad.
Yeah, that's a great point there. That could a Matthew Stafford era is coming to an end.
Steelers will be up there probably.
Yes, Steelers. I'm trying to think of more AFC teams.
Maybe a Dolphins. If Tua gets
Dolphins
hurt
is a
again.
good one.
If Tua
Dolphins
gets
is a
hurt
good
again.
one. Jags probably not unless they decide that they don't like Trevor Lawrence for some reason, which I don't know why they would. Jets could be one.
Patriots, no.
No. Bills, no. Raiders.
Be interesting. I know they just got Geno.
Yeah, but like, how long is Geno around?
That's what, yeah.
You
Like,
know,
I
Raiders
see
could be
them
one.
giving up on Geno. Not Chiefs, not Broncos.
No.
Who's that other team in the West?
Chargers, no.
AFC South. Titans, no. Texans, no. Colts, no. Or Colts, definitely.
Yes.
Jaguars,
And then Jags, no.
on the fence.
Are we missing anybody? Bengals, no. Ravens, no.
AFC North, aside from the
Browns, maybe.
yeah, Browns and Steelers will.
Yeah.
But the rest of the AFC
Yeah.
will go down.
So there's some QB needy teams. So there you go. We just spent the last 5 minutes talking about quarterbacks. What would be your dream trade package this season to address a need? Jake Haener for Jamar Chase.
We call up the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, say, hey.
We really liked Lamar when he was almost.
Say, remember that one time when we did you a favor and let you have Lamar? And then remember all those times that you didn't win a Super Bowl with him and you wasted all those good years? Yeah, we're going to cash in and take him. It is our turn to waste his career. It is our turn to play with Lamar. And we're going to waste his career next. Hey, we may if we have Lamar, we may not be great, but we'll at least be fun.
We'd be fun as hell.
We'd be fun as all get out. I do actually think if you have Lamar, this entire team changes.
Imagine like a speed option with Lamar and Shaheed.
Dude, a little triple option. You have Kamara, Shaheed, and Lamar. Just you're gonna hold it out right here and be like, "Good luck."
You're actually just playing Madden.
You're just gonna look at the linebacker and just be like, "Good luck," and that's the play. That's it. Alrighty. Appreciate you, Sean. What's up, brother? What would be your dream trade package? I mean, like, it would be sick to bring in a quarterback like Lamar. That would be awesome, man. Josh Allen. Like, let me put it this way. It would be dream trade package would be to get one of those top tier quarterbacks, one of those top tier receivers, like something like that. I think would be really, really exciting. Most or like a move that would make the most sense, probably like an offensive lineman. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I don't know what my dream trade scenario would be right now. I mean, we just filled out the roster, so it's hard.
If we're talking like offensive lineman, probably someone to replace Cesar.
Yeah, a guard to replace Cesar Ruiz.
Like maybe like a Quentin Nelson.
Yeah.
Dream scenario.
Yeah,
like Quentin
yeah.
Nelson, Joe
I think
Alt, maybe.
yes. I think getting like Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, like of course that would be awesome.
That's every team's dream.
Yeah. So I don't want to use that as a cop-out answer. I like the guard. I like the guard option. Let's shore up the offensive line with one of the best guards in the league. Appreciate that $5 donation, Sean. You are, my friend, a legend. Jerry G, Trace and Lopez, if there was another Saints content creator that you would love to collab with next time, who would it be? Big Q, TJ, Dolph Jackson, Zach with RFS Saints. I have done a collab with TJ. I was on his YouTube channel a while back. It was a blast. He was super fun to talk to. Really good dude. Big fan of his content. He's doing some awesome work. So nothing but love to TJ out there. Would love to have Underhill on the show. When I was out in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, we were supposed to have him on. Scheduling just didn't let it work out. So I would love to have him on. And I'd love to have Ross Jackson back on. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Aaron Summers would be cool. She's tapped in. She's with the team every day. That'd be fun. I think that's my answers. I think it's my answers, Jerry. Alrighty, Lopez, you ready to get after it?
Ready.
Dude, we've been live for 48 minutes already. We've been chopping it up. We have been yapping. Alrighty, has anyone picked up Dan Skipper? Yes, they have. Skipper went to who was it? Dan Skipper. I'm pretty sure he signed. I saw his name pop up on my Twitter earlier. Let me see, because I want to make sure I give you correct info. Dan Skipper. Yeah, Lions are expected to re-sign Dan Skipper to the practice squad. Yeah, Lions re-signed him. Lions brought him back. So there you go. One second. All right. Okay, cool, yeah. Cut that away. We're going to get into the mailbag portion next of today's show. It's going to be a good time. Hope you guys are having a great day. Saints practice squad has been released. We have talked about it today. And now we're going to take some questions, talk about Drew Brees. Remember when I said Spencer Rattler got some praise from Drew Brees? We're going to talk about it right here, right now. Patty Capital says, Trace, do you play Madden? No, my girlfriend does not like me playing video games, and I do not like sleeping on the couch. So, no, I do not play Madden. Real talk, though, she has nothing to do with my video game playing. I still have an Xbox One because when I started this job, graduated fresh out of college, started working at Chat Sports, there's just literally no time in the day to play video games. And on the weekends when I'm like off, the last thing I want to do is keep looking at screens for hours on end. So I don't play a ton of video games anymore. I don't hate video games. Like, I love playing video games. It's just one of those things I've never really gotten back into it since graduating. In college, in high school, yeah, I played all the time. We played a lot of COD, a lot of Madden, a lot of CFB, a lot of Halo, a lot of all that good stuff. Fortnite was running Fortnite. Yeah, Maddie said petition to get Trizzy a new Xbox. Xbox or PS5. If anyone wants to buy one for me, hit me up on social media.
You might have just walked into the new console. Congratulations.
Dude, if I just walked into... If Maddie has a new console waiting for me at home, I think I'd cry. And then I would have to be like, all right, you can go over there. I'm going to play college football all day. Yeah.
I'm going to play CFB.
Adspun, put this poll back up after game 1 or 2. Adspun, we'll put it back up every week. How's that sound? I'll double down on it. I'll put it up every week. Adspun, notorious Saints quarterback hater. Only a Derek Carr fan. If it's not Derek Carr, then he doesn't like it. Notorious. We'll put it up every week, though, to keep the conversation and keep you going and keep you happy, because that's all we want to do, my friend. All righty. Let's get into it. Says, I like Shuck, dum-dum. Oh, would you look at that? All of a sudden, I have no urge to put up the poll anymore. That's crazy. Bye-bye, Adspun. All righty, let's break it down. Dum-dum. How about type, because you can't. I would love to see Chat Sports Madden tournament. Take it up with the bosses. I don't have any time to plan that. I do so much stuff. Message the bosses. Say how much you would love that. We would love to have like an esports crew. That'd be fun, but we have so much shit to do on a day. Huh?
PlayStation right outside.
Yeah, we do have a PlayStation, but like no one touches it every day. Angel Morales. Is that about me? I hope it's not, because that's weird. It's a weird thing to say, Angel.
You should have heard him praising the white corner earlier.
Yeah, I was praising a white corner, bro.
If anything, he would want Tyler Shuck to start with that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that's about me. I don't really care if it is about me, because people want to say things about me. I can't control that. But people in the comment section don't know the real version of me. That being said, not you, Trace. Cool. I was going to say, Angel, better have a serious talk, my friend. Cool, yeah. Brandon says, hey, Trace, are you going to any Saints home games, and which ones are you going to? I am not. I go live every single game day. I go live. Oh, I see what you're talking about. We go live every game day an hour before kickoff, and we're live throughout the entire game. We're live for about an hour, 2 hours afterwards. So, like, it's one of those things that we don't really necessarily get to go to a lot of the games, but we cover every single one of them. It's the best place to hang out. I would love to hang out with you guys, get to meet y'all in person. Lopez and I are talking about potentially getting a trip to New Orleans together. That'd be really, really fun. We would love to do that, to see some of you guys. And if we do, of course, y'all will be the first ones to know. There we go. Let's break it on down. Talking rumors. Queen Courtney, I hope. Just Andre. Yeah, dude, he's always in the comments, man. He's on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my YouTube comment. I am so okay with just giving him a 5-minute. Just try to do something here. Alrighty, nothing. No hate towards anybody with an opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. Doesn't mean I have to listen to it. Alrighty, Saints fans, appreciate you guys for rocking and rolling with me. Mad Drummer, who dat to you, brother? Let's get into this mailbag so we can get this thing rocking and rolling and get on out of here. And Lopez can get on with his PTO. Shout out to Lopez. Same deal applies. Same deal applies for the mailbag. If we get a $50 super chat, we'll do some fun stuff afterwards. But otherwise, we'll just hang out, get to the questions. Spencer Rattler getting some praise from Drew Brees. Lopez, we'll take a quick sip of water, and whenever you're ready, we can get into it. All right. Everyone type thanks Lopez, because he's been crushing it recently. He's been having doing a lot of great stuff. He's been really, really awesome, been super helpful. We have been able to put out a lot of great content on the channel, and Lopez is a big, big reason for it. So everyone type thanks Lopez. Whenever you're ready, brother, let's get into it. You're watching Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, my name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. We're going to be breaking down what Drew Brees had to say about Spencer Rattler, because he sounded off and showed the guy a lot of love on the Up and Adams show. We're also going to go through a live mailbag where our questions and or our subscribers, as a part of our weekly live shows, ask questions, share hot takes, and all sorts of good stuff. Y'all have questions, we have answers, and if you want the New Orleans Saints to prove the haters, the doubters, because which there are many, you want to prove them wrong? Like the video. I think the Saints are going to have a fun year. I'm excited to see what they can do, and I'm pumped to see Coach Teef. Alrighty, let's start this thing off by talking about Up and Adams, because Kay Adams, known lover of the New Orleans Saints, had Drew Brees on Wednesday morning to discuss a lot of different stuff, but the most notable of all was he discussed Spencer Rattler, because recently he's been named the QB1 in New Orleans. Kay Adams asked, hey, Drew, what do you think about Rattler? What did you think about him last year? Do you agree with the decision? And here's what he had to say. I was impressed with Rattler last year, especially on a team that was decimated by injury. He lost Olave and Shaheed early in that year, so he was shorthanded. I think they have a really impressive roster. The big question mark is, how can the quarterback play? If you can manage the game, distribute the ball, and make good decisions, who scares you in the NFC South right now? And I think that that's a good point to make. And for what it's worth, I'm wearing the Drew Brees jersey because anytime you get the opportunity to talk about the GOAT, got to rep the colors, you know? So with the NFC South, in my personal opinion, of course, trades, draft picks, free agency, all that's kind of pretty much done up to this point. There will be a few more moves that still happen, but I don't think any team in the NFC South got drastically better. Like, I genuinely don't think there's any team in this division that is leaps and bounds better than any other squad. You can make an argument that the Buccaneers are the best team, they're the team to beat, because they've won the conference the division conference, whatever, multiple years in a row. But I will also add that I think the Panthers don't really scare me. The Falcons, they are the Atlanta Falcons. The Buccaneers, like, none of them got that much better. The Saints, they are in that category too. They did not get that much better, but they made a lot of necessary changes. They made a lot of schematic changes. So why not the New Orleans Saints? Why not us? I don't see why the Saints have to be counted out and have to be considered the worst team in football, and have to be considered the team that'll be picking number 1 overall in April. I don't understand why that's the case here. They have some talent on the roster, both offensively and defensively, so I don't necessarily disagree with Drew Brees. I think this is a wide-open division, to be totally honest, with the Buccaneers as the team to beat. Brees also thought that the New Orleans Saints would bring in a veteran quarterback. They were, he talked about, hey, like, I get they have Kellen Moore. They got Scott Tolzien. They got Doug Nussmeier. Like, they have not shied away from saying, we don't need a veteran quarterback. We feel like we fulfill that presence through the coaching staff we currently have. Drew Brees saying this: I assumed we would see training camp play out, and if there was a veteran quarterback that could be traded for to bring into the room, whether that player starts or is there for support for the young guys, I think that's vital. You need someone in the QB room that can not only support the player, help them with the film study, and help them really more so than anything be a buffer between play caller, quarterback coach, and the starter. You really need that. He mentioned Doug Flutie and Mark Brunell as great mentors throughout his career, and I do believe that the New Orleans Saints should have at least considered bringing one in. The Saints have Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler as the 2 quarterbacks on your active roster. You have Hunter Dekkers and Jake Haener as the 2 quarterbacks on the practice squad. So when it comes to the New Orleans Saints, you look at the squad and you say there's no veteran quarterback presence, but actually, got to remind you a little guy, Taysom Hill. For what it's worth, the injury update around him, not much update. He's on the PUP list. He can't return he can't return through the at least first 4 weeks. So with Taysom Hill, could he be that veteran quarterback presence? Because the Saints, they could lean on Taysom Hill to potentially say, hey, I know you've been a passer. I know you've played quarterback. I know you've played in this team before. I know you've played with some of these guys. Like, let's make this work. Let's show these young passers some support, and I think that genuinely could be a really good role for Taysom Hill, especially considering he's not working out, he's not doing practice, he's not doing stuff right now. Like, I think that he could be a really, really good presence as a mentor for both quarterbacks, Tyler Shuck and Spencer Rattler, because he has seen it and he has played at eye level. He has won some games as a quarterback. So for me, Taysom Hill could potentially be that quarterback presence. Drew Brees even saying that that somebody should have made a commitment to him. To me, when I retired, somebody should have made a commitment to Taysom Hill. The unfortunate thing for him is that he was such a special player in so many ways, that he brought so much value as this Swiss Army knife. We might never see another athlete like him again because he was just that unique. There's no question about it. First of all, Taysom Hill, he's not returning from injury anytime soon. Secondly, he is going to end up in Canton. Taysom Hill is one of the greatest football players of all time. If you want to talk about purely a football player, name me 5 other players who have lined up as a kick returner, as a punt returner, punt block. He's on the kick return team, receiver, tight end, quarterback, running back, fullback, line. Like, he's done everything. This guy literally has done everything. There are a handful of players who have done what Taysom Hill has done at the level that he has done. So he is going to be a Hall of Famer, but he will not be returning from injury anytime soon. Hey, remember, he tore his ACL in December. He's on the wrong side of 30. Like, these are things that take time to progress. And of course, maybe he's like, oh, we're practicing and he's, able to move around, but practicing is very different than playing at the NFL level. So when it comes to Taysom Hill, I do think that he is a player that could be considered, and I want to talk more about him here in just one moment. But today's show would not be made possible if it weren't for our friends over at Chubbies. We're also got some questions and some hot takes to respond to, so be sure to stick around for the next few minutes. Got a question for you, though. Are you ready for some football? And if you're not, Chubbies is ready to help you out with their NFL collection. Whether you're tailgating, grilling, or riding the highs and lows of the Saints season from your couch, Chubbies has the officially licensed NFL gear to keep you looking like the ultimate fanatic. For a limited time, you can use our exclusive code CHATSPORTS for $10 off at chubbyshorts.com/CHATSPORTS. chubbyshorts.com/chatsports to make it easy. Yes, that does include the NFL collection. Let the thighs out, let the good times roll. And by the way, Chubbies is the ultimate football apparel brand, so much so that they created their own fantasy football league. George Kittle, Ian Rappaport, and others have come together to assemble the Chubbies League on NFL Fantasy. Each week, the top 5 scorers will win a chance at Chubbies polos and shorts combos with their team's logo. The grand champion gets the chance at the ultimate fan experience, a 5-city, 5-stadium NFL game tour with a +1. While the fantasy flop faces a hilarious and unforgettable punishment only Chubbies could pull off. Head to chubbyshorts.com/thechubbiesleague to learn more and have some fun. Get ready for the most outrageous fantasy football season of your life. And would you look at that, folks? For a limited time, our friends at Chubbies are giving listeners of Saints Now by Chat Sports $10 off with promo code CHATSPORTS. That's CHATSPORTS at chubbyshorts.com/chatsports. Make sure you plug in that promo code CHATSPORTS to get $10 off your order, and that does include the NFL collection. All that information is in the comments and description of this video. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Shout out to Chubbies. Now, going back to Taysom Hill, this conversation is really interesting because I do believe that he can serve a really, really strong role as a support system in the quarterback room. I also think that he could still line up and play quarterback a little bit when he returns from injury. I'm not saying he should be the starter, but I'm saying 10, 15 snaps at quarterback a game. You're throwing it a couple of times. Sometimes you hand it off. Sometimes you run it. Like, if Taysom Hill's on the field, the entire opposing defense starts shitting bricks because he can do literally anything at any moment in time. So when it comes to Taysom Hill, it's also worth noting he might actually be primarily viewed as a quarterback, according to this regime. Shuck has mentioned multiple times that Taysom Hill has been working with the quarterbacks, so I do think Kellen Moore and Coach Teef might be saving this football team. Coming up, we're going to go through our live mailbag. Got some questions, got some hot takes, got to respond to each and every one of you. But really quickly, I want to encourage you and remind you to subscribe to the channel. Saints Now by Chat Sports. We are on the road to 50K. It is a perfect time to buy stock in this channel. It's a perfect time to take Chat Sports to the moon because we are only picking things up. If you're a diehard Saints fan and you bleed black and gold, no matter what, this is the place to be. It is Saints content by fans for fans. So I hope that you join our family. Help us get to 50,000 subscribers and join our squad by subscribing. First question coming in from Vernell. What are your thoughts on losing Clyde Edwards-Helaire? I am extremely surprised that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is back in Kansas City. For those of you who don't know, the Saints cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then he decided to go sign with the Chiefs. I can't blame him. The Chiefs are going to have a much better season than the Saints, but you can't blame him for wanting to leave. I personally thought there was like a handshake agreement under the table, kind of, hey, we'll cut you, we'll bring it back, it's all good. But he decides to go up to the Kansas City Chiefs. Brain fart, thanks Lopez. DeMarco Jackson reunites with Dennis Allen in Chicago. Rico Payton reunites with Paulson Adebo up in New York. So those are just some players that were on the Saints roster that signed elsewhere. So in terms of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, stinks to see him go. I thought he was pretty effective as a Saints running back, was good blocking as well. But at the end of the day, the Saints made the decisions they needed to, and I'm going to just let Kellen Moore do what he needs to do. I'm going to have some faith in him. Oh, my God. He's back. He's back. Okay. The monster under Trace's bed. Do you think both QBs will start games this season? Yes, I do think that both QBs will start games this season, monster under my bed. Dude, I'm sorry. Yes, I do think both quarterbacks will start. Spencer Rattler obviously is QB1, but let's just call a spade here. By no means am I rooting for him to fail. By no means am I saying he will fail. I am hoping, let me make this explicitly clear. I, Trace Girouard, am hoping that the New Orleans Saints quarterbacks, between one of the two of them, figure it out. Don't care who, don't care which one. I just want the quarterback for the New Orleans Saints to be good. Don't care. You will see both players. The Saints are not going to win 10, 12, 13, 14 games. The Saints are going to have a much tougher season. And so I think it will make some sense to see Tyler Shuck later in the year. And heck, I'm just going to put it out there. Let's say the Saints do have a really, really good year. You bench your starters late in the season anyway once you lock up your playoff position. So, at that point, you would see Tyler Shuck. So, yes, either way, you will see both quarterbacks start games this season, in my personal opinion. J-Dog, what is your opinion on Velus Jones Jr.? Look, I don't think Velus Jones is like a crazy player to get upset about if he's on the roster or considering he's on the roster. He was really, really good in special teams. He's a very fast returner as well, and I think that he could bring a little bit of pop. This offense and this roster has a ton of speed for what it's worth, like a lot of speed, which is really, really nice. But I'm not going to be too upset that he made the roster. I think that actually having Shaheed and Velus Jones as your two kick returners is really, really dangerous. So for me, I don't hate keeping Velus Jones around. You have to understand he's not going to be asked to do a ton on the offense. And if he starts being bad, guess what? You cut him and you bring back Dante Pettis or something like that. Lanky boy, I appreciate your question though, J-Dog. We should draft Elijah Sarrett next season. By the way, appreciate your donation right there. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know anything about a receiver from Indiana. I don't know anything about any of these players next year. 6'2", 209 pounds. He is a 3-year player, spent some time at JMU and at Indiana last season, 53 catches, 957 yards, 18 yards per grab, and 8 touchdowns. Just solely off that, I like that. James Madison had 82 catches, almost 1,200 yards, 14.5 yards per catch, 8 touchdowns, has 29 career touchdowns, averages 16.1 yards per catch. I don't hate it. The Saints are definitely going to need to bring in some wide receiver help next year, so do not hate that idea at all. Relax. Hot tape alert. The Saints will be a top 10 defense this year. I don't know if this is as hot of a take as you think it is. Sure, outward looking in, if you're like CBS, Bleacher Report, ESPN, Colin Cowherd, or whatever, you're going to say there's no chance the Saints have a top 10 defense. I actually think this is going to be a really good squad defensively. Lopez, what do you think?
I'll give you a little bit of pushback. I think the Saints defense is actually going to be pretty good this year too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to finish top 10 simply because I don't think they have that all-around talent that I'd like to see. There's still a couple of holes. That run defense that we saw in the preseason wasn't there.
Sure.
But those first few drives that we saw against the Broncos in preseason week
3,
they
were
the starters
good.
Were out there.
They were good.
They made the Broncos not look great.
Yeah, they were good. They were fine. Sure, you had Courtland Sutton doing a lot of good things, but he's one of the best receivers in the league. It happens. It's okay. For what it's worth, I do think the Saints defense is going to be really, really good. Top 10 might be tough. I think it'll be top half for sure. Like, they will be in the top half of the defense. I think the run defense, hopefully, will have improved. I really like the pass rush that we have. I really like the new scheme. I really like the coaching changes that have been made. I think the defense will be much better than they were last year. Great point there. Relax. Quick Courtney! With all of these QBs released, do you think we go after one? If so, which one? I'm going to say no, not right now, unless there's an injury that happens. Because the New Orleans Saints, in my opinion, had they wanted to add a quarterback, they would have already done it. And they did that with Hunter Dekkers. They brought him in for minicamp, and that was kind of it. They haven't really had much change in the quarterback room. Could have gone and gotten Tyler Huntley. Could have gone and gotten, or you claimed Tommy DeVito off of waivers. Could have done a lot of different things. Carson Wentz was available for a long time. They're like, in my opinion, had the Saints wanted to add a quarterback, they already would have done that. So I don't think that they are actually going to. But in terms of guys available, maybe Easton Stick. I mean, I don't even know who's available right now because there's been so much shifting around with the waiver wire and with the rosters. I haven't been able to look at where everyone is. Hendon Hooker is now with the Carolina Panthers. That would have been one that could have been fun. But as Lopez said, crazy that you're going to see a jersey or a team have a quarterback and a player named Hooker, and their motto is keep pounding. Shout out to Lopez for that one. Okay, yes, you can. Ethan Lopez, you just cracked me up. All right, what is our floor and ceiling this year? I say we win 5 games at least, but as many as 9. I have seen some fans say 13 wins. You should not expect 13 wins. You should expect, I think 5 is fair. I think 5 wins is fair. I think 4.5 is a good line to set at the bare minimum. Last year, the Saints won 5 games, and I think they're a better team this year than they were last year. I know that you don't have as good of a quarterback situation as you did last year, technically, because Derek, I mean, say what you want, but technically the quarterback situation isn't as good as it was last year. But everything else around it is better, in my opinion. So I'm going to say floor 5 wins, ceiling 9 or 10. That's rich. Like, that's really rich. I think like closer to 8, to be honest. What about you, Lopez? What do you think?
Kind of leaning in that same boat. Looking at the Saints' schedule, it could be a lot worse. It's kind of friendly for the team that they are.
Yes.
I think they take one against the Panthers at least. I think they take one at least against the Falcons.
Yep.
I don't think the Jets are that good.
I think the Cardinals you can beat. I think the Niners are a beatable team.
I don't know if we beat the Niners. I feel like that defense might come together a little bit more this year.
Sure.
But Cardinals are not that great.
But my thing with the Niners is they're not a team that you're like, yeah, that's a loss. Like, yeah. I don't think that's a sure loss. That could be a close game. That's one of those, could go either way. Mistakes are what's going to be the deciding factor.
I think one game that people have just been, like, overlooking, I don't think the Patriots are great.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. Everyone's saying the Patriots are going to be great. Brett Alper here at the office is trying to shit-talk the Saints and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to smoke you guys. We're going to be smoking that Saints pack. Like, I'm sorry.
What do they have?
Drake May, like, cool, but Travion Henderson, cool, but, like, I'm sorry.
Let me see it first.
Yeah, let me see it first. Same with the Jets. Let me see it first. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting season. I will tell you right now, the New Orleans Saints will not have the first overall pick. Mr. Swifty, congratulations on your engagement. Shout out to all of the women out there who are also going to be getting engaged very soon because I want to share an engagement year with Taylor Swift. If the Saints are bad, we should draft a top quarterback. Look, I don't actually disagree with this take because you could go with it a couple of different ways. And Mr. Swift, I'm going to play some devil's advocate here. One, do you need a quarterback? Like, if Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck is good, and let's say you just need another weapon, or let's say the defense is the issue, then I don't think you need one. But let's say both of them aren't good, and you have a top 3 pick, you might kind of be forced into picking one. The other alternative you could do is if you say, hey, all right, we liked what we saw, we got some promise. One of these QB needy teams that's absolutely desperate, let's call it, say they're a top 5 pick. One of these QB needy teams is like, we're going to trade you the entire farm because we just freaking need a quarterback. Raiders, Rams, those could be 2 teams that love to do that kind of stuff, love to trade up, need a quarterback potentially in the future. Bucks, they won't trade with the Saints. But like, my point being, there's a lot of teams out there who have their quarterback, but in the future they don't. So they may want to be like, let's go get a good player now. We can rest him and keep him on the bench, develop him, and then move forward. So I don't hate the idea of drafting a quarterback. I think I need to play it out and see what happens first. If you have the first overall pick, take a quarterback. Unless you get the most insane trade offer in return, take a quarterback. Just keep yourself easy. Keep your life easy. Don't overthink this. That's my personal opinion. But, again, I am not confident that the New Orleans Saints will be the number 1 overall pick. They might be high, but I don't think they're going to be the number 1 overall selection. Pick a quarterback for me. Who would you like to see be the passer for the black and gold? The Rattlesnake, Spencer Rattler. Are you shucking it with Tyler Shuck? Are you feeling the Nuss Bus, or are you on the March for Arch? Type their initials in the comment section. Share your thoughts, Who Dat Nation. I want to hear from you. And I do appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's video. Had a lot of fun talking about Drew Brees and Spencer Rattler. Got to answer some questions, and we got to have a very fun discussion, as always, here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. Don't forget to subscribe, and y'all stay golden. Booyah! All righty, ladies and gentlemen. Woo. That right there is how you get it done.
It's called a clinic.
That is what they refer to it as, Lopez, a clinic. We are going to set a 2-minute timer now. If we get any super chats, we stay live. If we don't, we head out of here. That's what we do. If you guys want to keep us live, use a super chat function, send in a donation. We can keep this party and conversation rolling. Otherwise, we can just keep hanging out until the clock runs out. West Coast says none of the above. King Eternal says
saying that Saturday after Nussmeier goes for 600 yards against top-ranked.
Yeah, realistically, who you got, LSU or Clemson?
And if you don't say LSU, you
type LSU for LSU. Type C for Clemson. Who you got, LSU or Clemson?
Who got more votes than the short earlier?
I haven't done it, or I haven't edited it yet. It's actually super split. And it's kind of frustrating because a lot of them just said the Tigers or go Tigers. I'm like, I'm going to assume when you say go Tigers, you mean LSU. Because Clemson doesn't.
I've never heard a Clemson fan say go Tigers.
No, I haven't either. So it's kind of split. But
we'll take all the free votes that we can get.
For sure. Travis Swift, the Tigers.
I think the monster under your bed is gone.
The monster under your bed? He switched?
Yeah.
Oh, no. King Eternal, SR. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you.
I need to know who this burner is at some point.
I know. 60 seconds remaining. 60 seconds remaining. If you want us to keep it going, send in a super chat. Jay Rich says he loves LSU and Arkansas. That's a weird teams. Those are two weird teams to love because they play each other in the SEC every year.
They
That's
don't
crazy.
like each other, I thought.
Yeah, that's crazy to be a fan of both teams. House divided, I guess, for Jay Rich. Keith, A. Raquan, A. You're accepting, or you agree with Kellen Moore's decision at Spencer Rattler. 87% of this chat agreed as well. 432 votes. 87% say agree. 13% say disagree. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Mikey Taylor.
Mikey, I don't appreciate your $2 for that one. Okay, I didn't see the JK. Never mind.
Look, got it with 5 seconds remaining, so we're going to reset the timer. Shout out to Mikey Taylor. 2 minutes. Back on the clock. LSU, JK, or JK got LSU.
Oh, wait,
the monster under. Well, he changed his profile picture.
It's Osama bin someone. I can't tell who it's supposed to be.
I know who that is. I think I know who it is, unless it's like an edit or something. Who said Woo Pig? I saw somebody say Woo Pig.
You can delete that. Keith, I'll put you in a 5-minute timeout.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Not on my channel.
Get him, Jerry.
Woo Pig, sorry. That is Derek Carr bin Laden right there.
Osama bin Carr. Thank
you. That's so funny. That's so good. Robert, appreciate you for hanging out with us. Trizzy, I think Nuss would be a great pick. He loves Louisiana and would ball out for his dad. I do think the storyline of that would be really, really cool. But I'm going to just say this. You do not draft players based on storyline unless it's Garrett Nussmeier or Arch Manning. Those are the only two you can draft for a storyline.
Yeah. It's called nepotism.
Nepotism. Yeah. Yeah. We love NFL nepotism. Nussmeier, Arch, LFG. Travis Swift. Whose jersey is this? I will give everyone in the chat one guess. Guess what jersey this is. Guess which number 9 Saints jersey this is. Who is it?
Is that a customized Bobby Boucher jersey?
I'm not shitting you. I have a Bobby Boucher jersey in the dressing room.
Oh, I believe that.
I have a Bobby Boucher jersey in the
I
dressing room.
believe you have a Bobby Boucher.
Should I rock Tony Romo, Derek Carr? This is hilarious. Should I rock the Bobby Boucher jersey on live next week? That'd be fun. Maybe for a game day one. Halloween game week. We're wearing the Bobby Boucher jersey. On the week of Halloween, whatever day the game is,
it would be
on our Halloween-themed watch party where I'm wearing the Bobby Boucher jersey.
Halloween's a Friday, so like that Sunday after.
So it'd be that.
The Rams game.
It would either be the one after or the one before, just depending on what we decide to do.
Yeah.
Depends on what we do.
Both.
That's true. But yeah, we're
Dress up
definitely
twice.
going to be doing the Bobby Boucher jersey for Halloween. All right, we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who Dat Nation, appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's content. We, in the last 24 hours, have put out more videos than I could even begin to count to. I just went to Arkansas for the love of God. Appreciate you guys for helping out, supporting the show. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. That guy right there, Loco Lopez. We will be live next week on Monday and on Thursday. Well, not Monday because we're all off on Monday. We will be live next week, and then we will be live on Sunday for game day on the Cardinals game, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Y'all stay golden. Practice squad video coming out if you missed it. We'll see you next time.